How strong is comic Batman? You probably know Batman as the guy with no superpowers, no super strength, no super speed, no alien DNA. And yet, this normal human has fought Superman, survived attacks from gods, outsmarted some of the smartest beings in the DC universe, and prepared plans to take down members of the Justice League. So the real question isn't, does Batman have superpowers? It's, how strong is Batman when DC's best writers stop holding him back? And by the end of this video, you might look at Batman very differently. Let's start with something important. Batman is still human. Bruce Wayne doesn't naturally have Superman's strength or Flash's speed, but comic book Batman is far beyond an average human. He's trained his body to an absurd level. He's mastered multiple martial arts, has incredible stamina, reflexes, balance, and pain tolerance, and has spent years fighting opponents who are physically stronger than him. And this is where Batman becomes dangerous, because Batman doesn't try to beat you at your own game. If you're stronger, he finds another way. If you're faster, he predicts your movement. If you have powers, he researches your weaknesses. And if he has enough preparation time, that's when things get ridiculous. Let's talk physical strength first. Batman has performed feats that would be completely insane for a real human. He's broken restraints, overpowered trained opponents, moved extremely heavy objects, and continued fighting after taking punishment that would put an ordinary person out of action. But here's the important part. Batman isn't usually portrayed as someone who can casually lift buildings or overpower Superman. His physical strength is impressive for a human, but his biggest advantage isn't raw power. It's how efficiently he uses it. Batman knows exactly where to strike, how to use leverage, and how to turn the environment against his opponent. That's why someone physically stronger can still lose to him. Batman isn't a tank. He's a strategist who happens to be an elite-level physical fighter. Now here's where comic Batman gets crazy. Batman has repeatedly reacted to attacks from characters who are dramatically faster than normal humans. He's fought metahumans, dodged projectiles, reacted to attacks at extremely close range, and kept up with opponents who should have a massive physical advantage. But be careful with one thing. This does not mean Batman is literally as fast as the Flash. Comic book feats depend heavily on context. Batman can sometimes react to a faster character's attack. That doesn't automatically mean he can outrun them. The better way to describe Batman's speed is, his combat reactions are ridiculously refined. He studies movement, he anticipates attacks, he reads body language, and he uses technology to compensate for physical limitations. Basically, Batman doesn't need to be the fastest person in the room if he already knows where you're going to move. And then there's Batman's durability. Again, Batman isn't invincible. He's been injured plenty of times, but his ability to keep fighting is one of his biggest advantages. Batman has survived explosions, falls, brutal beatings, and attacks from superhuman opponents. And sometimes the craziest part isn't surviving the attack, it's what he does afterward. He gets back up. This is one of the defining traits of Bruce Wayne. His determination is almost as dangerous as his equipment. And when you combine that mindset with armor, gadgets, and years of combat experience, Batman becomes incredibly difficult to put down. Now we get to the fun part. Batman has fought Superman, and on paper, this matchup makes absolutely no sense. Superman is stronger, faster, more durable. He can fly, he has heat vision. Batman is Batman. So how does Bruce even compete? Preparation. One of the most famous examples is The Dark Knight Returns, where an older Batman creates a strategy specifically designed to fight Superman. Batman uses technology, tactics, and Superman's weaknesses to level the playing field, and this is basically Batman's entire philosophy. If I can't beat you physically, I'll make sure the fight doesn't happen on your terms. But this is also why you shouldn't say, Batman can beat Superman easily. He can't. If Superman goes all out without being held back, Batman is massively outmatched physically. Batman's advantage is preparation, strategy, and exploiting weaknesses. And this brings us to Batman's most dangerous ability, his brain. Bruce Wayne is one of DC's greatest detectives and strategists. He's analyzed alien technology. He's investigated supernatural threats. He's created contingency plans for powerful heroes, and he's constantly gathering information. This is why Batman is so dangerous in a team like the Justice League, because while Superman might be thinking about how to stop the threat, Batman is thinking, what happens if Superman gets mind control? What happens if Wonder Woman turns against us? What happens if Flash loses control? Batman doesn't just prepare for enemies. He prepares for his allies becoming enemies. And that level of planning is one of the reasons even extremely powerful heroes take him seriously. And then we have the technology. Batman has access to an absurd arsenal: batarangs, grapnel guns, smoke and flash devices, explosive gadgets, advanced surveillance technology, specialized armor, vehicles. and depending on the story, much more advanced equipment. His suit itself can enhance his protection and help him survive encounters that would otherwise be impossible. And Batman doesn't carry the same equipment for every fight. He changes his loadout depending on the enemy. Fighting an armored opponent, different equipment. Fighting a supernatural threat, different equipment. Fighting a metahuman, different equipment. And that's another reason Batman is difficult to scale. There isn't really one Batman. There are countless versions, suits, timelines, and alternate universes. And if we're talking about the absolute strongest versions of Batman, things get completely ridiculous. You've got versions like Hellbat Batman, whose armor was created with the help of the Justice League, and allowed Bruce to fight beings far beyond normal human limits. And then there are alternate versions like the Batman Who Laughs, which show what happens when Batman's intelligence and preparation are combined with extremely dangerous powers and circumstances. But these shouldn't be used to say, normal Batman is this powerful. They're special versions. The standard Batman is still human. These versions simply show the upper limits of what the character can become in the DC multiverse. So, how strong is comic book Batman? Physically, he's an insanely capable human. He's nowhere near Superman or the Flash in raw power. But Batman's real power isn't his muscles. It's his skill, intelligence, preparation, technology, experience, and determination. Give Batman no preparation, and he's still one of DC's greatest fighters. Give him preparation? Now you have a completely different problem. Because Superman might be the stronger hero, the Flash might be faster, and Wonder Woman might be more powerful. But Batman is the guy asking, what if I have to fight all of them? And that's exactly why. Batman doesn't need superpowers to be one of the most dangerous people in the DC universe. Who should I cover next?